practical interpretation to this existing dharma and how these things are applicable, how to practice. The way how he explained, by giving parables and illustrations, examples, then it becomes Buddhism. Otherwise, that is the existing dharma, and no one can claim this as their dharma. This dharma is not belong to the Buddha, not belong to God, not belong to Buddhists or Hindus or Christian. This dharma exists in this universe. This is the meaning of dharma. So that is why the teachings of the Buddha always we introduce as dharma. Next Friday, I am not sure whether anything happened to me or not. Also very nice saying, Parecana Vijananti Maimitthaya Mamasi. Stanza number 6. Also very good lessons for all of us. Very practical, useful advices we can find in this Dhammapada. And when you read the story, of course it is in the big book, not in this one. He has started already Jataka stories, because the existing Jataka stories in the books are very boring. The language, Queen Victoria's English, and very long. Just like Dhammapada, we have started already to publish with illustration, just like Dhammapada. You can see how people appreciate all over the world this book, Dhammapada. They really appreciate. We have received a very encouraging letter from America. I think you can remember an American couple used to come here to attend this talk every Friday. I think husband is the lecturer, English lecturer in University of Malaya. And they have written me a very nice letter stating that they have not come to Malaysia to study Buddhism. Somehow or the other, accidentally, one day they have visited this temple on one Friday. Then at that time this talk was going on. So they said they wanted to pay attention for a short while. Then they realized this is very interesting. So what happened? Almost every Friday, both of them, some others also they bring, newcomers, for 2 years. So now it is very interesting, very practical, very useful for our life. Only thing that we missed by going away from this country is the Friday talk. Anyway, we decided not to give up. We went on searching a suitable temple, not very close to the place where they stay. Finally, they found out a Zen meditation center. And now, every week, they go there and practice Zen meditation to calm the mind and thanking for paving the way for them to get into this religious way of life. See the way how people appreciate, because they know how to appreciate the Dharma, the truth. There are many, many letters we receive after reading the book. This time when I went to Sri Lanka, I have seen 3 of my books were translated into Sinhalese. And another person translated Happy Married Life and given to me, go through. I found that very well done translation. So they are going to print all our books in Sinhalese language now. Again, from India, we received letters asking permission to translate into Hindi and Bengali, these 2 languages. In South India, they have printed in Tamil and Kannada, those two languages, what Buddhists believe. So, what we are doing here actually, when we see how people appreciate, how people are benefited after reading those books, we get real happiness in our life. By giving millions of dollars, they cannot make us so happy. But when we come to know that people realize the Dhamma, they know the value of this Buddha's teaching, the happiness is there. So you have been encouraging, supporting us. I hope we will be able to continue this noble work, to do better service. In time to come, and in the previous time, the whole world come to us, asking Buddhism from Malaysia. And my next book, I've been working for 2 years. It's a very tough job here. The treasure of the Dhamma. The quotation from the Tripitaka, Sutras, important quotation, extract from here and there, then arrange according to the subject matters, and you add it into 14 chapters. So, many people do not know actually what the Buddha said. So that book is useful for people to use, to find out very easily what the Buddha said about this. So, very hard, because we cannot write anything, our own interpretation. We have to give the quotation and the reference, where, in which sutra, in which place. So I think end of next month we will be able to hand over to the printers for film making. More than 350 pages. But it will become another useful book for the Buddhist world. When I went to Sri Lanka, one rich person came and invited me to attend a dana. I had to travel 100 miles. I said, why should I go 100 miles for a dana? To waste my time. It was very tiring, because same evening I had to come back, I got another function here. So it's very difficult for me to go there. Then what he said, all right, I want you to attend this dana. Tomorrow morning I will send a helicopter. I thought he was joking. Next day morning he came and told me, there, the helicopter is there, come. Only 40 minutes. Otherwise, how many hours I had to spend to go there? He spent 20,000 rupees for that helicopter to take me to attend this dana. Then he told me, do you know why? This 20,000 rupees is nothing for me. But the work that you have been doing in Malaysia for more than 40 years, we know actually what we are doing. In appreciation of your services, to show others how we appreciate noble work, I have arranged this, he told me, not for any other reason. Otherwise we can find out hundreds of monks for this dana, there is no problem. See the way how they appreciate. Okay. Sharing from merit. You also didn't bring your book, huh? That one also we have to repeat no more. Follow me. Imina punya kammena upajjaya gunuttara achariyupakarace mata pita priyamamang Suryo Chandi Maharaja Gunavanta Narapiche Brahma Maharaja Indacha Lokapalacha Devata Yamo Mitta Manusacha Majjata Verikapicha Sabbe Satta Sukhiyantu Punyani Pakatani Me Sukhancha Tividam Dentu Kippang Papeta Omatang Imina Punya Kammena Imina Uddisena Ca Kippang Sulabe Ceva Tannupadana Cedanang Ye Santane Hina Dhamma Yava Nibbanato Mamang Nassantu Sabbadaeva Yatra Jato Bhave Bhave Ujujito Satipanyo Salleko Viriyavamina Maralabantu no kasang Khatunca viriyesu me Buddha di pavaro nato Dhammo nato aruttamo Nato pacceka sambuddho Sangho nato uttaro mamam Te sottamānubhāvena Māroka sanglabhantu mām. Next time we ask this young Reverend Dammika to tell the story of Dhammika. He can remember all the stories. Names and places, everything he can remember. So I recite the stanza and he will tell the story. Yes. But actually the spirit of sharing is very important because you are taking that opportunity. You are taking that opportunity to patch up in case there are certain problems, certain misunderstandings that you have had during the year with your elders. And so you take that opportunity to visit them in all humility, you see, because you don't have that courage to go and apologize for all the wrongs that you have done. Yes. Or to show your gratitude as an expression of gratitude to what they have paved the way for you to be what you are today, successful. Think, this is the time. You will think of these things. A sense of gratitude comes up in your mind. That gratitude purifies your mind, makes your mind happy. Understand? That is how you can get a really happy New Year. And then when you visit them, there is the preliminaries, no? Before New Year there's some preliminary work to do. Then New Year's season, you visit them and share. Now this is how you build up the ties, and strengthen
the ties, the family ties. This is some worldly side. It's very important to understand because it gives you the opportunity to practice many virtues first. Humility, reverence, respecting elders, sharing, giving, and a sense of forbearance, of forgiving heart. There are many virtues involved in this when you maintain this tradition. As long as you have the worldly life, there are certain conditions that binds this world together. There are conditions that binds the family together to make the family happy, united. Understand? So that is why the spirit of sharing and respecting elders, very important. How it is a tradition, it's a Buddhist tradition, daily actually, to bow down, worship mother and father before going to sleep. Are you aware of this tradition? No. Perhaps only during Chinese New Year. And that also now it's forgotten now. Although some still do it. Respecting father and mother or elders at home. Right? But you are heavily motivated with the red packet. Oh yes. Now, it is a tradition not only once a year. First break the eye first. Then after that, you can continue to practice. I was telling, I remember some years ago, when I spent a New Year season in one place, and I often remind them of their duties, their responsibilities. Because in all their busyness to make money, they forget the tradition, they forget the significance of the tradition, they forget the value, the human value. That is what? Only material only. But those material things alone cannot give you happiness. Right? They give you some happiness. You have very nice house, you have very nice cars. When you look at it, you go back, you're happy. You sit in the car, you're happy. But that happiness is only with you one day. It is true, possessing wealth gives some happiness. That's what the Buddha says, worldly happiness, one kind of worldly happiness. Then, if you want to develop, have more of such happiness, you must know how to share. You must know how to use, put your house, your car, your wealth in proper, how to use it properly. Then you get boga sukhang. It's the happiness that you derive when you can do a service to others, when you can house some people, when you can extend your hospitality towards others. Some people, they find that, many people will come to my house and they get very upset. They go to the room and lock themselves up. Hospitality is again losing. Ask yourself, 1 year passed. How many people have you extended your hospitality to? looked after them in your home, housed them, or if not, your relatives or even strangers. How many strangers ever stayed in your house? You ask you. Anybody invited strangers to your home and stayed? They are all dangerous. I remember after studying this Dhamma, before I became a monk, and for 2 years, I went round finding strangers to invite them to stay with. And truly, of course, Malacca being very, historical, many foreign people come. And I would take the trouble. When I have some spare time, I would drop and see some stranger looking at the map. I stop by the car and I say, "Hop in, where are you going?" And I take them. Then after that, bring them home and have a cup of coffee and tea or, whatever they like. And then my sister look at me and says, after that, they make faces. And after, she turned and says, "What are you doing here? What are you doing? You are bringing these hippies home." Hippies. They were short, man and woman short, and their hair. Then after that, while talking to them, "Oh, he's a lecturer here, he's a professor here." And, now, even after that time, I have received letters also from some elderly couples whom I do not know. I have no contact with them, but they write. And I have been doing these things around. Sometimes I feel happy to take them around and show them and tell them what is what, and they feel happy, I feel very happy. And, so this is very important, hospitality, because I realize this value of hospitality. Because before that, I have been traveling too. And I found hospitality is not an easy thing. Not an easy thing. You see. And I was not a monk at that time. I was in my lay capacity. People have very big house, but they're very afraid to allow you to go into the house and to stay. Many rooms, empty rooms. And sometimes, we say we don't mind. The kitchen also can. No, sorry, no room. And then they tell me, no, he says, perhaps in the city we are all, very materialistic, but maybe you go to the village. So we went to the village. Actually, we have already some place to stay. But sometimes we want to open houses, and you see. And we go to the village and we ask them. Oh, they get very scared with us, in America. Very scared. Anyway, we managed to open at least 50, 60 houses. I have stayed with more than 60 families in America. All the 48 states on the mainland excepting Hawaii and Alaska. And I meet some good people, some kind people. And I meet some suffering ones too. You see? Some have very big house but nobody living in there. You see? Only house, no home. You see? So it is from all this and from the younger people that I met there, I began to see that they are searching for certain values. Because they have seen what materialism is about. And they have seen their fathers and their uncles working so hard, but cannot enjoy their life. They are neglected. They neglect the home. They neglect the family. And then, not long after that, they drop dead. Or they are very sick. So the young ones, because of this kind of the lack of concern, care in the society. Those virtues, those moral duties, responsibilities, when these break down, then they feel there is no sense of belonging anymore. That is what is happening in our society, in a materialistic society. As the nation becomes more and more prosperous, we must be very careful about this. Money alone, wealth alone cannot buy happiness. Happiness is something that you share with others. Then, if you get a righteously earned, you have happiness. Buddha spoke of another kind of happiness which many people don't realize until they get into problem. You know what? The happiness that you experience when you are free from debt, when you don't otang bank. How many people don't otang bank now? Yes. Anana sukham. Anana sukham. This is the kind of happiness. So, if you borrow a lot, reduce your borrowing. How to reduce? Reduce your expenditure. For yourself. Live a simpler life. Don't just follow. Don't just try to follow others. Simply because others has got this new car and this change the carpet and carpet here. You see the thing, you see how materialistic people are coming through now. At one time they were terrazzo, and then after that Italian tiles, then after that at one time was mosaic, terrazzo, and then now marble, is it right? No, after that now carpet. And they take so much time, so much money to put it marble, they find it's very cold and slippery. So now they must buy carpet to put on top of it. You might as well leave it cement floor. So this is what is happening. And all the money and all the things that they have, they could have shared these things. You see, merits gain. But no. And as you have more and more these things, becomes more and more attachment to this. That is why many people are afraid to come out of their houses also. You see, because of that. So see these things as you go out to visit houses, because people have to open the house at least in New Year season. Go out and see and study. But don't talk nonsense, but observe carefully and study. Many of the things which I learned about life, I learned it through family members. Mother, grandmother used to tell me stories when I was young. Your uncle, number 1 is like that, number 2 like that, number 3 like that, number 4 like that, number 10 like that. Your auntie, number 1 up to number 9. Oh. You see. That's the good thing about having big family. You learn the world faster. You learn all the vices and there are some good ones also. Some good ones also. You see. I happen to come from that branch of good one. But when my grandfather passed away, he died a pauper. He gave away all what he had to his brother to help him, you see, so that he will not fall in life. But, so, a lot of stories that you can learn, and this time, you see, open your ear, hear the stories, These are real life stories, not Jataka stories. Sometimes we tell you Jataka stories, but now as you go out, you will see your family, your relative story. Now relate it to life, and understand each and every one, every place that you visit. Share. When you share, you give, they are happy. When they are happy, they come to talk to you, and they will talk more. You listen to them, then tears fall down. After tears fall down, they give you some cake, you eat, they smile again. It's like that, right? You just observe and listen, and then you apply the Dhamma, what you have learned. What have you learned about wisdom? What is wisdom? Wisdom, according to the teachings of the Buddha, according to the Noble Eightfold Path, comprise of right understanding and right thoughts. Right understanding is the understanding of the nature of the world, of life and the world. The understanding of the law of cause and effect. Everything happens in this world as a result of cause and effect. Nothing arises through nothing. Something arises dependent on something else. You realize this? Nothing comes out from nothing, right? So, something has to come up. And in very simply stated, this law of cause and effect, which we call the law of karma, there is the physical aspect, there is the moral aspect. There is the universal physical, and there is the moral aspect, which we call moral causation. This law of moral causation, which in very simple terms says good begets good, evil begets evil. Right? You go around and you look good. This uncle is good like that. See how I got good effect. But not so good here. See, not so good. You see, good begets good, evil begets evil. Of course, in one family you cannot get all 100% good. They are good in certain things, but not so good in something. Right? So you see that they are happy in a certain way, but not happy in another way. Study that carefully. I did that. Not only that, when I visit, and when I had occasion to visit funeral homes also. And when we hear how the person died, some very tragic death, then I find out a little bit, if not directly from the members of the family, from their relatives, I find out what way of life this person led. And in most cases, we find that their lifestyle are related to how they die and how the family are united or dispersed. There are exceptional cases though. Some people are very kind, honest, but they also die untimely. Then where is the law of cause and effect? How does it operate? For this you must go a little bit deeper. In order to understand the law of cause and effect, one has to understand that this is not our only life. Even though you perform something good in this life, you may see some effect not so good. They are not the result of the goodness that you have performed now, but it's the result of something bad that you have done in your past. So, good begets good, evil begets evil. But the good doer may experience evil things, misfortune, as long as the goodness have not ripened. In the same way, an evildoer, person who does bad things, he sees good things, he is happy, as long as those bad evil action has not ripened. When that evil action ripens, then he sees the bad things. Understand? So don't observe, but don't take it only at a superficial value. This is where wisdom is necessary. If you can understand the law of cause and effect, you have this, what you call, a mundane wisdom. And if you know how to regulate your life in such a way, by doing good, you will get the goodness. Understand? Avoiding evil and doing good. Then, but avoiding evil and doing good will only keep you in this cycle, in this samsaric cycle. You will be born and reborn again and again. Understand? And as long as one is born in this world, as long as one exists, one is born in this world, one must grow old. We must become sick. Don't worry. Some of you have some flu and cough and cold. We also had it. I also had it. Don't think. When I was young, when I get some sickness, I get very angry, very upset. Why I get, why others don't get and I get? Now I understand. Some people get at some time, other people get other times. You see. So don't get upset. If you can understand the nature of life, as long as one is born in this world, one is subject to old age, sickness and death. Contemplate on that again and again, again and again. It is through this contemplation that will make your mind mature, that will make your mind ripe. If you only think of the goodness, of all the goodies, all the goodness of the pleasures of life, the mind will not become ripe, become mature. The mind still like to dwell with hot pursuits of materialism. You see. But see the dangers of it. And see that as year goes by, before you go and visit relative and relative asks you how old are you, you must ask yourself already, how old am I? And then find out, what have I done? What can I do? And then it is this earnest question, what do I live for? When these questions start to come up in your mind, after you see life around you, the unsatisfactory nature of life around you, then you will have those thoughts, certain thoughts that has not a reason in your mind will begin to arise. The thoughts of wanting to get out of suffering, wanting to be free from suffering. Why do I want to get involved more and more like this? Everywhere I turn my head, everywhere I go, I find unsatisfactoriness. I find insecurities. The rich are not like that. They are also not happy. The poor also have their problems. Are like that. You see. But those who have contentment, they have less problems. That is why the Buddha says, contentment is the greatest wealth. If you can live, you must work hard. It's okay, work hard. But whatever you can make, whatever you have, whatever you can gain, be contented with it. Be happy with it. Understand? When you have that contentment, then you are rich in a way. In the sense, you are a wealthy person. Those people who are very wealthy, but they have to struggle somehow, work and work and work and work. They are not rich, they are poor, still very poor. You see? Because they consider themselves poor. Also, if you ask them, they still consider themselves poor because they have to work very hard. But those who have contentment, they have enough, they are quite contented themselves. You see? Then with this contentment, they will begin to develop the other kind of happiness. This contentment starts. When you start to have contentment, you start to experience another kind of happiness. It's not that worldly kind of happiness. The worldly happiness that you enjoy through new clothes, new food and drink, that happiness is very fleeting. It comes and goes. The same thing that gives you the happiness, the same thing that gives you the headache, stomach ache, and all sorts of problems. Right? But the blissful contentment, the joy that you experience, the peace that you experience inside you, quietly, when you sit just now, when you sit calmly, just observe the breath. You don't have to pay, free of charge. The air is still free, right? Government hasn't started to tax you on breath yet. Can breathe in, take advantage of this breath in, out, and watch your mind become calm, peaceful, right? And you send out your good thoughts of loving kindness to others. The more you send out, the more peace, the more calmness you get, right? You experience it for yourself. You see? This happiness, nobody can steal you. And you will develop more and more of these things. That's how you develop, as you develop wisdom. Wisdom is that ability to understand the unsatisfactory nature of life and how to overcome them. How to overcome. The transcendental wisdom involves the understanding and the realization of this truth of life. One, there is unsatisfactoriness. There is a cause to it, there is an end to it, and there is a path, there is the way that leads to the end of it. These four things is wisdom. Applied in your own management training, problem solving. To solve any problem, identify the problem, see the cause, whether you can solve it, and then work out the prescription. Four Noble Truths. This is what the Four Noble Truths is about. You see, the way to peace, to overcome suffering. So, determine to develop these qualities, the qualities of wisdom in your mind. How you develop these qualities of wisdom? Bit by bit, little by little. Remember the ingredients of wisdom. One, right understanding. Understanding of cause and effect. Understanding of the law of the Four Noble Truths. These are two aspects of wisdom, worldly and the mundane, the supramundane. The second aspect of wisdom is right thoughts. Here you train your mind. Right thought is the thought free from the gross attachment and covetousness. The thoughts of renunciation, the thoughts of giving up. So don't worry. When you come to a stage in practicing Dhamma, after listening to Dhamma, you feel like wanting to give up and lead a simple life, but cannot do it in a hurry. Don't do it in a hurry. Understand? You must allow, you must test, allow the mind really to mature. Understand? Because still half the mind, maybe 1/3, maybe less than that, want to give up, but still want to enjoy, want to enjoy fame, want to enjoy glory, want to enjoy, activity, want to enjoy to be with people and this and that. Cannot. We cannot have the cake and eat it. You know this expression. Some people like to keep the cake, but they like to eat it also. If they eat, it has to go down. You cannot keep it, you see. But, so we must know, if you want to give up, you can test yourself, go for a retreat. 3 days retreat will do. And this time, sleep on the floor, no privacy, like a refugee camp, and eat what people give you, and see how you feel, see how your anger and these things all come up in you. And then still not ready yet, okay. And train your mind, go out, enjoy some more. And then see some more suffering, dukkha, I want to give up now. Don't. One big retreat and see. Little by little, now you have facilities like this. You see. Then after that you come. And you say, no, I want to. The mind becomes stronger. Okay, I join novitiate program. Because this time now you had to cut your head, not head, you see. And eat little and sleep and then train yourself. And see how you fare. Understand? Step by step. After you have trained yourself, step by step, like that, your mind is strong. You know what you want to do and what you can do. Understand? And you have the qualities. You have the qualities of humility. You have the qualities of obedience, knowing how to take instruction. The ability, and you have the qualities of reverence. All these good qualities, they pave the way for you to develop the higher wisdom, spiritual wisdom. So those thoughts that initially rise in your mind, it will rise, understand. When the more you see suffering, the more the thoughts come wanting to get out of suffering. Right? Then you will have, of course, your own dreams. How nice if I can live like Reverend Mahinda, traveling here and quite a few people, after they come to meditate and they say, Reverend, can I join you? I keep quiet because I know how difficult it is, And it is not all that easy. Some place we go, we do not know where we are going to stay. We do not know whether we are going to get food or not. Only thing, after some time we come to realize that, now we have confidence, don't worry, food will come. The power of virtue, when you determine, you see. But you still have to go through many difficulties. And that is where you must train your mind. If your mind is not trained, you meet with some obstacle. You start grumbling, you start talking to people and grumbling this, grumbling that, and express all your, grievances. What happened? Some foolish people will listen to you and take your sides. But cultured people, wise people, they don't listen. They know your mind. Because this contented heart is one that, opens out to blame others and look at the faults of others A contented heart, no blame, only appreciation. Learn how to appreciate the goodness of it. Live within oneself. This is how you develop your mind. If you want to develop wisdom, learn how to look inside you. Don't mind too many businesses outside. That is why. Then you have the right thoughts of giving up. You must know how to adjust yourself. Then the thoughts of loving kindness, what we did just now, as one aspect, loving kindness. The thoughts of loving kindness, a benevolent thought, the good wish that others be well, be happy. Also doesn't cost you any penny, any ringgit. Doesn't cost you anything. Just sit down and wish, may all be well and happy. And just feel that may he be well and happy. When you wait for the bus and just, may that person be well and happy. May I be well and happy too. I don't get angry. May I be free from anger, free from anger. May he too be free from anger. When you go to office, sit down. You direct your loving kindness. May the boss be well and happy today. Right? May his family be well and happy so that he will be well and happy. And may all my colleagues be well and happy. Have these good thoughts in your mind. Don't worry about, this colleague of mine, only Chinese colleague, other colleague, not well, never mind. No good, that is not metta. Have to all. The metta go beyond. No caste, no race, no religion. Only Buddhist one. You think you choose only all the Buddhist one be well and happy, but others not. No. Any one being that is not well and happy, that's going to affect you. Right? That is why. Radiate your thoughts of loving kindness to all. Break the barriers. Break the barriers. Your thoughts. There are no barriers to thoughts. Understand? No barriers to thoughts. And so radiate out as much as you can. And you will find that you will act in your mind in this manner. Wherever you go, you will be able to purify the atmosphere around you. You will be able to purify, you make the atmosphere more calm, more peaceful. Like that. First start with your home. So when you visit homes, charge yourself with metta. All be well and happy. And then you find it, the quality, your mind. Now you do it meaningfully. Understand? You will find a different kind of joy this year with metta, loving kindness. And another kind of thought which comprises of wisdom, right thought, is the thought free from violence, but overflowing with compassion. Loving kindness is one thing, compassion is another. They are related, but not the same. Loving kindness or metta, compassionate love, you send out this love to all beings, irrespective of whether they are strong or weak or suffering or happy. But you see, they are related. What happens is when you wish all beings to be well and happy, we open our eyes, we see some are not happy, some have got all kinds of sickness. So if you have that metta in you, then naturally another thought will arise in the mind. May he be free from this suffering. Whatever suffering that he has, may he be able to be free from this. Right? That is the thought of compassion. Have you this thought of compassion? If you see some people suffering, you wish that person be free from suffering. Like that. You will say. It is this wish. When you have the wish and that wish becomes stronger and stronger. Then what happens is you start to talk about that, you express your desire to help. It gives you that courage. It gives you the strength to go and approach even the stranger, may I help you? Which under normal circumstances you never want to speak to that person. But when you have these kind thoughts in your mind, you see, it makes your mind strong, expresses in speech, and your action follows. A kind action follows. In other words, your action is purely motivated through compassion. And this is what you call that compassionate thoughts. So really, in wisdom, a truly wise person, understand, have these qualities. Now you know what are the qualities to look for. One, the understanding of cause and effect, understanding of Four Noble Truths, realization of Four Noble Truths. That's what you call right understanding. Then, right thoughts. Thoughts free from covetousness. Wanting this and wanting that. Even other people's possession also you want. No. But thoughts of renouncing, giving up. Thoughts free from hatred, free from anger, ill will, but overflowing with loving kindness. Thoughts free from cruelty. This cruelty, under normal circumstances, you say, I am not cruel, I don't have cruel thoughts. But wait, until somebody do something wrong to you, and somebody make you very angry, until you think, then you start harbor ill will against that person. Then you see the cruel thoughts come in your mind. You start wishing very bad things for others. You see. So that's cruelty, cruel thoughts. Not only towards your own kind, but somebody who don't belong to your own kind, like that. You wish that kind of cruel thoughts. You must know to be free from these cruel thoughts, and have that. That is, these are the way how little by little you develop your wisdom. Understand? After you have developed this to a certain extent, then intensify your training. And you can intensify your training by developing concentration. You have sufficient virtues. At any particular time you don't feel so remorseful, yet you have not killed people. You have not taken life intentionally. You have not stolen others' things, others' wealth. You have not had sexual misconduct, adultery. You have not stolen. You have not consumed drugs, intoxicants, very popular during festival times. On the one hand, you wish people, may you be well and happy. On the other hand, you give them something that makes them drunk and makes them stupid. Talk stupidly, behave stupidly. When the husband behaves stupidly, the wife suffers. I know how much my mother suffers when my father gets a little bit tipsy. Oh, you see. But he is not violent. He goes back and he vomits out and he goes to sleep. Like that. Very peaceful, bro. But others are not like that. I have seen others too. They go back and they purposely go house visit. They go and visit all the relatives' home and start digging all the dirty things and slander and throw mud at them. Under their normal state of mind, they don't do that. They have no courage to do that. But under the influence of a drink, they do that. They say revenge. How stupid it is. Please realize these things. And give up the bottle. Put in fresh juice. You see, Coca-Cola is also okay. We just learned that Coca-Cola good for those people with gastric patients. Because of the carbonate. The carbonate have, and what you call neutralize the acid there. But don't take too much too. So, see the realities and determine to develop more wisdom. The more wisdom you have, the more peace of mind you will have. The more contentment you will have. See? The more you will begin to see the unsatisfactory nature of life. The more you will be motivated to extend your helping hand to others freely, without any expectation of fame, expectation of whatever. No. Whether praise or blame, you are ready to accept them. You are then ready to serve others. Until such time, train, keep on training, cultivate the goodness, develop your virtues, and then intensify your wisdom by developing your concentration. Little by little now. Already, many of you here, you have those abilities. The fact that you like to listen to Dhamma, your face tells. You have the affinity for Dhamma, for goodness. It only shows how good you are. You can pat yourself, very good. Because no wicked person like to listen good things. Only those who are cultured, only those who have some goodness in their hearts, they welcome goodness. They open their hearts to listen to good things. That is the nature of things. You have this experience. When I was young, when I was very angry, my mother tells me, why can't you be like your cousin? He's so good, he's so kind, he's so patient. I run away. I don't want to listen to that. If I can listen at all, I turn myself deaf and play myself deaf. Don't want to listen. If I have opportunity, I excuse myself and go away. Like that. No? It's natural. That is how the chanting that you learn will go a long way to drive away all those hantus away. Because when you recite those virtues of the Buddha, they are very powerful virtues, mind you. If you know how to contemplate these virtues again and again, iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati sattā deva manusanang buddho bhagavati. You recite these virtues and with understanding, you will find they are very strong. No evil forces can bear this, cannot bear this goodness. They do not want to listen to this goodness. They will run away. The good ones will come. That is how you can get the protection, right? So continue coming every Friday and learn the chanting, and then after that, learn the Dhamma too, right? And when you have Dhamma, you intensify your practice, concentration, develop your concentration every day, if you can. Those of you who already have some confidence, try to sit every day, at least half an hour, 45 minutes. I have one suggestion for you to add on to your practice for the new year, but start today. Today, good day today. Tomorrow, start. After, in case you have your shrine at home, right? You usually offer something, right? Every day. And I do not know, we always offer some incense or something. If there's no incense, we pay our homage, right? After that, sit down. Sit down. If you don't like to sit down on the floor, take a chair and sit down. Right? If you cannot sit down quietly, take some beads and hold your beads. If you can sit down quietly, just sit down quietly. But before you sit down, inform others what you are doing. And don't tell them, no television, no radio, no this thing. No. You must choose a time. Choose a time when they are, they are not around or they are all quiet, so that you don't boss them. Then you sit quietly and calm down your mind. Learn to calm down your mind. Learn to concentrate. Gain your concentration. After you are able to develop your concentration, you can fix your mind in one point. You'll be able to control your thoughts. Don't learn to control the thoughts of others first. You cannot control other people's thoughts first. That is what I realized it myself, you see. And I always thought, after studying the Dhamma, avoiding evil, doing good, purifying the mind, I always pinpoint at others why he behaved like that, why he talked like that, why he do like that. Then I get more upset, more angry, right? You too, when you go and visit homes and you see the little ones and you say, you should not be like that, you must sit down like that, and then you get very angry and upset. Who are you trying to help? You want to help that person at the expense of your own? No. You learn how to sit quietly, and he says, come sit with me. Yes. And then calm yourself down. Use your metta, loving kindness. Then there is an aura of calmness. That aura of calmness can make the person keep quiet. Not so tense. Understand? So, develop yourself. Develop yourself. When you gain that concentration sufficiently, then you will turn your attention to observe. There is an intensified moments where you can train your mind to observe your mind and body activities, the activities of your mind and body, until your mind is sharp enough to separate and see mental function, mind activity and body activity as separate. Then you realize that this mind, this whole being is nothing but just mind and body. Whatever you do, even now, the fact that you are sitting down, your mind is telling you, remain seated. The moment the thoughts come, I have to go back. Your body will start acting and you will go. That is what. And what is it? It's mind and body. How are they related? Cause and effect. One condition the other. The sound that you hear, that's a cause. Hearing, effect. That hearing conditions another thought to arise. The hearing becomes a cause. The thought is an effect. The thought conditions another thought. That one thought becomes a cause to another effect. And that thought condition your speech. And your speech condition your action. Your action condition another action. It's a whole series of cause and effect. Then you internalize. You realize at the experiential level what this cause and effect is about. Understand? And you will see everything that arises ceases. The cause arises, effect arises. The cause ceases, effect ceases. Very important Dhamma. Most important Dhamma. So that in case you have any problem in your mind, you must see how the problem has arisen. Problem is there. It must have a reason through cause. Don't give one cause theory. Wives usually give one cause theory. Husband usually give one cause theory also. Every time wife come here crying, you ask them why? My husband did this thing. If the husband comes and get upset, ask them why? My wife did this thing. You see, this is one cause theory. No, you listen and then you see more causes coming up. You will see more cause, and you see the real causes there. And when he see the cause, he start to smile. No more. If you can see the cause of suffering, your suffering goes. Remember that. So, cause and effect, when you see cause and effect, you will be able to see rising and falling, rising and falling. Everything in this world is subject to rise and fall. Your body grow big, become small. Go and visit your relatives and see. Those fat ones maybe shrink a little bit. Those small ones become big. Those short ones become tall. Those tall ones become a little bit shorter. Looks a bit shorter. You can see it like that. Some rich become poor. Some poor become rich like that. No? Everything change. Don't get upset. You go in and see the truth of Dhamma. This is where you learn Dhamma for, to test the Dhamma, apply the Dhamma and see. And when you go there, you see. Even in the most miserable conditions, which normally you will be very upset, but when you apply the Dhamma, you see the reality and you see the truth, the joy will come in you. But very funny, you see, even the suffering person there, but normal situation is that when you see the person suffer, you would feel some sadness and sorrow, and sometimes you might cry too. But when you have the wisdom in your mind, when you see the suffering and you apply the Dhamma, you begin to see a new, you see, now you begin to see the truth of life. Then you get certain joy in your heart. It's only when you have that, the peace, the happiness inside you, that you will be able to maintain a sober mind, maintain the calm, clear mind. Then you will know how to help that person. Understand? If you see the person cry and unhappy, you also feel very unhappy and cry with them, how can you help? What can you do? Wisdom, be wise. How to be wise? Develop your mind. Strengthen your mind. Day by day, day by day. In the calmness of your mind, metta, loving kindness will grow. When loving kindness grows, many other virtues will grow. When these virtues grow, it stabilizes your mind. It makes your mind free from remorse, free from guilty conscience. The mind that is free from remorse is naturally calm, composed mind. The mind that is composed, naturally easier to concentrate. The mind that can concentrate will be able to analyze and see the law of cause and effect, and be able to see rising and falling, and be able to see impermanence. And this is what the Buddha said just before he passed away. He said, Vaya Dhamma Sankara Appamadena Sampadeta. He said, Vaya Dhamma Sankara, transient, impermanent, are all component things. Appamadena Sampadeta. Work out your deliverance, work out your freedom, work out your own liberation through heedfulness, mindfulness. Don't lose your mindfulness, heedlessness. Remember, that is why we have the fifth precept, to abstain from intoxicants and abuse of drugs. For what purpose? So that you don't lose your mindfulness, you don't lose your ability to think clearly. So, sorry all those who are happy only with drinks. This year maybe little less, no drink. You see, but you become healthier, and much happier person. Not only that, your family will be happy too. You see, so make this fresh determination. Remember, it is true. Learn how to see change. First with your open eyes, then with your closed eyes. And then you can see changes takes place around you. When you can see change, you will be transformed. Your whole being will be transformed. Because your mind will start to lose that strong attachment to things, to your body, to your thoughts, your own ideas, your own perceptions. It will start to give up. You will live in emptiness. And in emptiness, everything will come out. When your mind is empty, then everything will just flow out. It will just flow and flow out. The good things flow out. You see, you no longer stop. You no longer cling onto them. Everything arises from emptiness. Emptied of what? That's why today's newspaper say confirm Big Bang theory. Yes, from the void. It's from the void that things have come. Not from nothing, from something quiet. You see. When we say it's empty, it means emptied of something. Emptied of greed, of hatred, of delusion. There is empty. There's nothing that you can cling, no substance to cling on to. Therefore, make your fresh determinations, and I wish you all a truly happy and prosperous New Year. And I'll be back again. Chief Reverend, I come here because Chief Reverend is still away. He will be back on Monday. And then, I think he should be back on Monday. And then, and I'll see you back again here. During the Chinese New Year, through my experience, I've seen many people becoming very stupid during Chinese New Year. So I think I will retreat, I'll withdraw from this work for a little while. And after they are becoming less stupid and more wise and more sober-minded, then I will come out. Because in all their stupidity, to drown their minds, they won't listen to Dhamma. Even if you visit them, there's not much that you can offer to them, right? So let them be a little bit more sober. Because I'm sure after they have become stupid, they'll get a lot of bashing from the wife, and not immediately, but later. You see, wife and children will say, Papa, don't do this, Papa, why you do like that? Until he realize. And then that's the time, Dhamma, we will come out that time to give Dhamma to them. And then, so by then, if you are ready, you can come here on the end of January 20. There's a long weekend. February the 1st will be the city, what you call Federal Territory Day. And what better way can you contribute by in calmness and sending out metta and developing your wisdom so that you become a wise citizen of the country. And so we will have a retreat going on here, and from the 29th is the registration, 30th, 31st and the 1st, 3 days, right? So in case you have already those thoughts coming up, wanting to give up, you can try for 3 days without shaving your hair, without these things. Just be what you are. Come here, sit quietly. If you cannot sit on the floor, take some chair and sit quietly. If you don't like to sit here, you can sit outside. We'll give permission for that. Okay? And right, for the time being, we will. Any question? As usual. Good. If you have question, I'll stay back. Otherwise, we'll round up the session now. We'll round up the session with a few minutes of metta, loving kindness, sharing of merits, and then making your fresh determination, aspiration. Just sit for a little while, as you have said earlier. If you have to go, you have to go. But make the determination. Keep your body upright. And feel yourself relax. Relax your shoulder joints. Take a few deep breaths and free your mind. Never mind what you have heard, you free your mind and just observe the calmness, the quietness within. Watch your breath. Focus your attention just above your upper lip. Breathe in, breathe out through that area, as if you're breathing in and out through that area above your upper lip. Any thoughts, any distraction that comes to your mind, return your attention to that area, to that point, and just be mindful of your breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out normally, you will now free your mind and just observe the quietness, the calm, the peace within. Observe the calm, the silence within, just for a few moments. And feel a sense of well-being and happiness within. Let this whole body relax and be well. Let the mind be free from anger, free from enmity or grudge, free from sufferings, mental and physical, free from fear, worries, anxieties, and may we just dwell in peace and happiness. Just as you wish to be well and happy, calm and peaceful, you will now radiate out your thoughts of loving kindness in all directions, above, below, and all around you. Fill this whole hall with your thoughts of loving kindness and your aura of calm and peace. Let all be well and happy, free from anger, free from enmity, free from sufferings, mental and physical, free from fear, worries, anxieties, and may all dwell in peace and happiness. Going beyond this room, beyond this hall, to the whole temple premises, all the surrounding areas, to your own homes and residence, all your neighborhood, to the whole township, the whole city and country. Beyond this country, to all the neighboring countries and the whole world. Beyond this world system, to all the realms of existence, known or unknown to us, seen or unseen. May all beings, all creatures, all that dwells in the air, in the open space, on land, in the trees and waters, may they be well, may they be happy. Free from harm and dangers. May all beings lives. Be well and happy. Spend a few moments now to think of all your dear ones, parents, mother and father, wherever they are now. Have the good wish for them that they be well and happy. Think of all your teachers, all your religious teachers and all other teachers. All who have helped you to acquire the knowledge, the skills which you now possess. Wherever they may be, may they too be well, be happy. Think of all your brothers and sisters and all the other members of your family, relatives, friends, whoever that comes to your mind, that all beings be well, be happy. Develop this forgiving heart, that whatever wrong others have done to you, that you will forgive them. Whatever wrong you have done to others, may they too forgive you. Let us forgive one another for all their shortcomings and wish them be well, be happy. In your wholesome state of mind now, you will share the merits of this occasion with all the devas, all the deities, and all other beings in the celestial realms, the radiant ones. May they rejoice in these merits. May they be well, may they be happy. May they shower their blessings to all. And let us also dedicate all the merits for the well-being and happiness of all our departed relatives and friends. Think of your departed relatives and friends, whoever that comes to your mind. And have the good thoughts in your mind that wherever they are born, may they have the opportunity to receive the Dhamma, to lead a good life, and pave the way for them to be free from all sufferings. To all the good thoughts that you have done, all the merits that you have gained, you will now make your aspiration. Have the good wish in your mind that these merits will pave the way for you to further develop, to strengthen and purify your mind, so that you'll have the strong mind and be able to confront and overcome whatever difficulties, whatever obstacles that arise in your life. That you will grow in wisdom and compassion and be able to make good use of your life, not only for your own happiness, but also for the welfare, for the happiness of the many. May all the merits pave the way for you to succeed in what you do, in your studies, in your work, and progress in your life. Fulfill your worldly duties, responsibilities, and at the earliest opportunity, may you all tread the noble path and realize the bliss of Nibbana and be free from all sufferings. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sata sotti bhavantu te. By the power of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and all the merits that you have gained, may these merits pave the way for you to realize your wish, your aspiration, that may all of you succeed in what you do, progress in your life, and reach your final goal, be free from all sufferings, good health, peace to all of you. Wish you all very happy, prosperous,